All right, listen up. This is the Bridges map, and if you play this map wrong, you are going to lose in the most painful way possible. Rule number 1, you cannot play one side only. If you ignore a side for too long, the map will punish you, your economy will collapse, and suddenly you're asking yourself, what went wrong? Now let's talk about this button farm. Normally, completely bait, absolute trap. You should not be building your whole strategy around this thing. That being said, my opponent lets me take it for free. And at that point, I'm not a monk. I'm taking it. Thank you very much. What you actually want early on is this hexagonal cluster right here. This spot is gold. You grab it early, you drop a tower on it, and boom, you've got a defensive layer against the northeast that makes your life 10 times easier. At the same time, don't get greedy in the south. Just take enough land so you can reach the center. That's it. Anything more, and you're overextending for no reason. Quick side note, these map names were created by the community and published in the Antiyoy newspaper, so huge shout out to Asarti Antiyoy for that. Absolute legend. Now in this game, I do end up grabbing the middle of the map. And here's the thing, it looks impressive, but it's actually not that important. What is important is securing the key zones first, which is where I ironically mess up a little bit. Even so, things are still looking pretty good. I've got more farms than my enemies, I've expanded nicely, and red is basically irrelevant at this point. Green, however, green is getting a little too comfortable on my side of the map, and that's where the alarm bells start ringing. I've also managed to do something very impressive. I've made myself the biggest target on the map. Both enemies now see me as the main threat, which is great for my ego and terrible for my long-term safety. Later on, red is going to try to take revenge, and I'll also realize that yes, I was way too slow building farms. That one's on me. So now we switch gears. We go defensive. We rebuild the economy. We stop playing hero and start playing smart. Red is stuck, I'm stabilizing, and things are finally under control. But I need to prepare for what's coming next, because green is lining up an attack from the north. And trust me, that's where things are about to get interesting. All right, at this point, we can actually afford to stall a little bit. We save up some money, we play it slow, but now green is getting way too close for comfort. So we do the only reasonable thing. We build our own knight and we strike back. And normally, guys, like I said earlier, you never let an opponent come this close. This game is a bit unusual though, because we managed to grab that bottom farm early, which almost never happens. Because of that, we're able to hold our ground against green, for now. Technically, green does have a slight advantage. He's got more farms than we do. But then something beautiful happens. In a complete twist of events, red attacks green. And now red basically holds all the power. He gets to decide where the balance of the game shifts. Green is suddenly being attacked from both sides, and that's where things start to fall apart for him. Green focuses way too hard on red and completely forgets that I also exist, which is a mistake you only make once. We're able to reclaim valuable territory, but now red is somehow moving against me faster than I expected. And honestly, that's the beauty of Antiyoy. A good Antiyoy match always tries to balance itself. The title of the strongest player keeps rotating between all three players, and nobody stays on top forever. Before I even have time to fully react to red's attack, green completely overcommits and throws his army into red. And that right there opens up multiple opportunities. I can either punish red, or I can take advantage of green's weakened defenses. My goal now is simple: abuse the chaos, take back the center of the map, and give myself easy access to both green and red territory. Unfortunately, I misplay my turn just a little bit. I don't build my tower in time, and green manages to cut off all of my troops. But honestly, it's not that bad. We're still in a great position because green is clearly the least experienced player here. He's expanding just for the sake of expanding, without asking the most important question in Antiyoy. Who is actually the biggest long-term threat right now? That's a question you need to reassess every single turn. I'm able to regain access to the center and immediately fortify it with a strong tower against Green's Baron. And from here on out, it's basically light work. I can pressure both sides whenever I want, and there's realistically nothing either of them can do about it anymore. At this point, the game is essentially over. It's just a matter of time. Of course, I did get a bit lucky. Red letting me grab that farm early, Green prioritizing the wrong enemy. Those things matter, but that's Antiyoy. Every game is different. Every opponent plays differently. The main takeaway here is simple. Always make sure you have enough defensive layers on both sides of the map. If you can, leave space so you don't accidentally trap your own troops in the north or south. Another viable strategy is creating a separate province in the center, but that's a lot harder to pull off than it sounds. Either way, I hope you enjoyed this walkthrough, and I'll see you in the next one.